Listen closely. Because not every life that looks beautiful is happy. And not every life that looks simple is lacking. This is the story of two women who learned that comparison is the thief of joy. And that every marriage is a private world nobody else can truly see. The day was warm. The air smelled of stew and sun-dried clothes. Inside Nene's family home, laughter flowed like water. A new baby had just been born. Her mother held her daughter's feet in her hands, massaging gently, humming an old church song that had no words, only love. Peace stood by the doorway, watching. She smiled, but something inside her cracked softly. For in that room, she saw something money could not buy. Belonging. Roots. Home. She had grown up without a mother. Her father had done everything, to give her the best of life. The best school. The finest clothes. The kind of life where softness was expected. But no father's love could sink into the heart the way a mother's arms could. So she walked to her car, and when the door closed behind her, she cried. Silently. Painfully. Because she wanted, just once, to be held the way Nene's mother held her daughter. Meanwhile, Nene walked back home on foot. Not because she enjoyed walking. Not because the dusty road was kind. But because walking was what she had. As Peace's luxury car rolled away, quiet and elegant, something twisted in Nene's chest. She admired Peace. Her lifestyle. Her elegance. Her ease. Peace had always lived softly. Even abroad. Even before marriage. Life always seemed to choose her. And Nene thought to herself, if only God had given me her kind of life. She did not hate Peace. She loved her. But love does not stop longing. As she walked, she imagined what it felt like to have a driver waiting for you, to wear clothes that didn't need to be washed gently so the material wouldn't run, to have life arranged in silk, not cotton. She imagined soft living, not as greed, but as relief. The kind of relief that didn't require calculating prices in her head before asking for anything. She loved Chike. But love did not stop longing. Love does not erase hunger for ease. She knew Peace's life had been smooth since childhood. People adored her, men pursued her, opportunities bowed for her. Peace did not chase good things, they arrived. And though Nene smiled for her friend, her steps were heavier than her heart admitted. But Peace, in the quiet of her car, wiped her face. She thought of the man she was about to marry, Damien. Wealthy, powerful, charming in public. Their wedding preparations were grand enough to make headlines. Yet there was a truth she carried like a stone pressed to her chest. He could not love her the way her soul needed to be seen. He provided everything except warmth. He owned everything except gentleness. He touched her body but never her heart. And there was another truth, one she had never told anyone, not even Nene. Damien could not give her children. His wealth filled houses, but not rooms with laughter. Peace had learned to quiet her body with devices hidden behind marble walls. Her pleasure was mechanical, carved out of necessity, not tenderness. Her nights were long. Her bed was cold, no matter how thick the duvet was. She had married luxury, and luxury was silent. So when she cried on her way home, she cried for things she had never said out loud. I wish someone looked at me the way Chike looks at Nene. I wish someone thought I was enough without makeup, without jewelry, without the world watching. She envied softness. She envied ordinary love. She envied being understood. Two girls. Two lives. Two hearts aching for the other's home. Nene's wedding was small but warm, the kind of celebration where every laugh was genuine and every prayer carried sincerity. The hall wasn't decorated with chandeliers or imported flowers, just hand-picked blossoms placed lovingly by friends, plastic chairs dressed with ribbons, and the smell of jollof rice cooked in giant pots behind the church. But when Nene walked in, wearing a simple lace dress sewn by a local tailor, Chike's eyes filled as if heaven had just stepped inside the room. He looked at her the way a person looks at the answer to every prayer they never knew how to pray correctly. His hands shook when he held hers. His voice cracked when he said, I do. His love was not loud, it was devoted, steady, unbending. Everyone saw it. Everyone felt it. Nene felt it too. But in the corner of her joy, there was a shadow, one she never invited, yet it sat there like a quiet witness. Peace had come for the wedding. She arrived in a shimmering gown, dropped off by her driver, the world looking at her like the sun had walked in. She smiled. She hugged. She posed for pictures. She blessed the couple loudly and beautifully. But when she sat during the reception, her eyes followed Nene's mother, how she moved around fixing head ties, adjusting chairs, packing food for guests, laughing warmly with her daughters like every one of them was her favorite. Peace tried to swallow the heaviness in her throat. No diamond necklace could soften that weight. Later that evening, when the music slowed and Chike pulled Nene close to dance, Peace turned her face away. The tenderness was too much to look at directly. She clapped, she laughed, but her heart bruised quietly. Peace's wedding came 3 months later. It was everything the city could dream of. Ivory roses trucked in from Kenya, wines older than her childhood, a hall lit like a palace. The guest list included governors, CEOs, children of diplomats. The hall glowed with wealth. People whispered her name with admiration and envy. And yet, when she walked down the aisle toward Damien, her smile was practiced. Damien looked handsome, polished, powerful, but his eyes held calculation, not wonder. He kissed her, gently but without depth. His hand settled at the small of her back, not protectively, but proprietarily. That night, the mansion was quiet. The bed was large. Peace lay beside him and listened to his breathing, steady and unbothered. She waited for warmth. She waited for closeness. None came. Damien was a man who believed giving money was the same as giving affection. Peace learned quickly that wealth can be loud and love can be silent. Meanwhile, Nene and Chaik began their life in a small apartment with a leaking tap and cracked tiles. There were days the power went out. Days they couldn't afford meat. Days Chaik came home tired and dusty from chasing customers, his shirt stained with sweat from public transport. But he came home with laughter. He came home with stories. He came home and held her, not like she was lucky to have him, but like he was blessed to be hers. They cooked together. They gossiped about neighbors. They dreamed together. There was love in the simplicity, richness in the ordinary. But Nene began to scroll too long on her phone and stared too long at Peace's life. Peace flew to Dubai for a weekend. Nene noticed. Peace posted pictures of dining rooms with gold plates. Nene noticed. Peace's skin glowed in high-resolution luxury. Nene noticed. And the shadow that had once been small now stretched across her mind. Peace, in her mansion, lived the opposite life. She ate alone more nights than she ate with her husband. Their conversations were polite and shallow. How was work? Fine. You? Fine. When she reached for him, he turned his face with a gentle, distant apology. His body was there. His heart was elsewhere, buried in ambition and control. Some nights, Peace sat on the bathroom floor in her silk nightgown, tears slipping silently as she held herself because no one else did. There were no sisters to boast in and tease her. No mother to rub her back and say, "Cry, my child." After crying comes breathing. There was only marble. Cold, expensive marble. Both women loved. Both women longed. Both women ached. But each thought the other was luckier. This is where their lives begin to shift. This is where the comparison begins to poison. This is where marriages are tested, not by storms, but by silent longing. Peace's loneliness did not arrive suddenly. It came quietly, like dust settling on untouched surfaces. At first, she told herself marriage was simply something one adjusted into. Love could be learned the way people learn to enjoy green tea or jogging, slowly, by habit. Damien provided everything she had ever thought she wanted. A mansion large enough for echoes. Cars with leather interiors that swallowed road noise. Accounts she did not need to check before spending. But love is not bought. It is lived. Days turned into months. Months into years. And intimacy became something she watched in movies, not something she lived in bed. Damien did not reject her with cruelty. No. His rejection was polite, respectful, gentle, and that made it worse. She would reach for his hand at night. He would give her fingers a reassuring squeeze, and roll away. He thought affection was enough. He did not know her heart was starving. Peace began to sleep with her back turned toward him, clutching pillows the way a woman clutches herself when she doesn't want to shatter. And when night demanded a body's natural hunger, she reached for the machines hidden in velvet drawers. They made no promises. They asked for nothing. They filled space, but they never held her afterward. She would lie awake, her chest hollow, tears drying on expensive pillowcases. Meanwhile, Nene had begun to compare. It started small, a comment here, a sigh there. "Chaik, can't you try to get a better job?" "Chaik, other men are pushing. Why can't you?" "Chaik, I am tired of managing." Chaik would hold her gently and say, "We are building, Nene. Slowly. Our time will come." But comparison makes the heart deaf. She stopped seeing his tenderness. She saw only what he couldn't give. She stopped remembering the love that guided their beginning. She remembered only the life she dreamed of living. No one told her envy changes tone. It didn't shout, it whispered. Look at Peace. Her life is easier. She doesn't worry about bills. She doesn't struggle. Nene began to observe Peace's luxury with the hunger of someone who believed they had been cheated by destiny. One day, she said it. Not loudly, Not cruelly, but enough to wound. Chaik, I deserve more than this. The words hung in the room like smoke. Chaik froze. He sat slowly, and for the first time, he felt small inside his own home. He didn't argue. He didn't raise his voice. He only lowered his head. Because love does not know how to fight its own. On the other side of the city, Peace sat in her walk-in closet, staring at her reflection. She looked perfect. Radiant. Admired by many. But her reflection did not look back with warmth. It looked back with exhaustion. She thought of Nene's wedding day, how Chaik had looked at her friend like she was air, water, future, everything. She remembered how Nene's mother had embraced her that day, her hug deep and real. Peace had gone home that night and sat in the bathtub for 2 hours, letting the water go cold around her, whispering to herself, "If only I could trade places. Just for a day." The world envied her. She envied a woman who walked home in slippers. Loneliness has stages. So does disappointment. So does envy. Eventually, they stop sitting quietly. They move. They act. They change things. And the day life would exchange their destinies was already approaching. Quietly, silently, like a slow dawn spreading light across an unprepared sky. Because God does not give everyone the same battle. He gives each heart the one it was shaped to survive. Nene was built to hold love through lack. Peace was built to hold grace through abundance. But comparison made both forget their strength. And soon, life would remind them, painful evening, one of those evenings where the air hangs heavy and still, as though the world is holding its breath. Nene had visited Peace unexpectedly. Peace was just returning from a flight. She stepped out of her car wrapped in elegance. Silk blouse, diamond wrist, perfume that smelled like the promise of summer. The compound lights reflected on her skin in a way that made everything look soft and expensive. Nene stood there, watching. Something inside her cracked. Not jealousy, not hatred, something more dangerous. A belief that she deserved what Peace had. She hugged Peace, smiling brightly, but her mind whispered, "Why not me?" Peace took her inside. The house was bright and wide. Glass. Marble. Art. Air that smelled conditioned. Perfect silence. But silence is deceptive. Silence can be the loudest sound of loneliness. They sat today. They talked. They laughed. Yet Nene noticed how Peace's smile sometimes slipped too fast. How her laughter stopped too abruptly. How she avoided questions about home, love, her husband. And Peace noticed how Nene's eyes scanned the house not with admiration, but hunger. Both knew. But both pretended. Pretending is what comparison teaches best. That night, Nene returned home to darkness. The power was out. Chaik was sitting outside, fanning himself, waiting for her. He stood up as she approached. "Welcome, my love," he said, like he always did. But Nene did not hear tenderness. She heard lack. She walked past him. Chaik watched her go inside. And he knew. Softly, painfully, he knew. Peace returned to her bedroom. Damien was there, on his side of the bed, reading documents with the same focus one gives to things that matter. He didn't look up. He didn't ask how her day was. He didn't say her name. Peace stood by the door, waiting to be seen. She wasn't. She turned away, quietly. Her tears did not fall. Tears require energy. She was beyond exhaustion. Destiny does not shout. It moves like wind, like water, like a quiet rearrangement of the heart. One day, the day that mattered, both women broke. Nene, tired of managing, snapped during a small argument. "You are trying, Chaik, but love is not food. Love cannot pay rent. Love cannot solve hunger." Chaik stared at her, hurt unfolding slow like a bruise. "Nene," he said softly, "I may not give you the world, but I give you myself. Isn't that enough?" She shook her head. "No." The word punched the air. Chaik sat down, and something inside him dimmed. That same night, Peace stood in front of Damien. Her voice was barely a whisper. "Why don't you touch me?" Damien looked at her, truly looked, for the first time in a long time. "Peace," he said, steady and quiet. "I don't know how to love without controlling. I don't know softness. I don't know how to give what I never received." She closed her eyes. Another kind of loneliness. It happened subtly. Nene spent a weekend at Peace's mansion when Chaik traveled for a contract job. Peace welcomed the company. Two old friends, escaping their realities for a little while. For 3 days. Nene lived Peace's life. Peace lived beside hers. Luxury wrapped around Nene like silk, warm baths, fresh sheets, a chef serving breakfast. It felt good. So good that her heart began to whisper again. "This is what I deserve." But at night, she heard Peace crying. Silently. every night. And the sound was the sound of a soul breaking under softness. Nene understood. Meanwhile, Peace visited Nene's family home. Just for a day. She watched Nene's mother knead dough, humming the same hymn that had once pricked her heart. She sat with Nene's sister and held the baby, and the baby slept peacefully in her arms as if peace was made of safety. Chaik came home that evening, dusty, tired, and smiling, holding roasted corn as a surprise. Peace. You are welcome. Come and eat. I bought for everyone, he said, laughter dancing in his eyes. Peace watched him. Watched the way he touched Nene's mother's shoulder. Watched the warmth that lived in that home like oxygen. Watched love move without money. And something inside her broke, too. But this break was different. It was longing for what she could not buy. On the fourth night, both women sat together under the mango tree outside Nene's house, the same tree that had seen them as girls. The night was quiet. The world was still. Peace spoke first. I thought you were lucky. Nene exhaled. I thought you were blessed. They laughed, the kind of laugh that sounds like crying. Peace wiped her eyes. Her voice shook. Nene, wealth is not rest. I sleep beside emptiness every night. Nene lowered her head. Her voice was small. And I have been pushing away the one person who would choose me in every lifetime. Silence. Warm. Healing. Then Peace said the words that loosened every knot. God gives each person the life they are equipped to survive. Nene nodded. What is mine will never fit you. What is yours will never fit me. They held hands. Not like friends. Like survivors. Nene went home and held Chaik from behind, her face pressed into his back. I'm sorry, she whispered. He covered her hands with his. No more comparing, she said. No more, he replied. Peace returned to Damien, not to endure, but to speak truth with courage she once lacked. Teach me how to love you, she said. And allow me to teach you how to love me. Damien listened. For the first time, he listened. Healing began, slowly, clumsily, beautifully. The lesson. Do not compare marriages. Do not compare journeys. Do not compare blessings. You do not know what someone traded to stand where they stand. You do not know what they cry about when the lights are off. Your destiny is tailored. Your heart is equipped for your own life, not another's. When you water your own garden, it will flourish. When you chase someone else's rain, you will drown. Love what is yours. Build what is yours. Protect what is yours. That is where peace lives. That is where joy stays. That is where home is. In the end, both women learned the lesson God had been whispering all along. Every heart has the strength for its own journey. Every marriage has its own cross and its own crown. And the moment you start comparing your life to another, you step out of the life God carefully prepared for you. Nene discovered that love, even when small, is still wealth. Peace discovered that wealth, even when large, can still feel empty. But when they stopped comparing, their hearts began to heal. Respect returned. Love breathed again. And peace, real peace, found home in both lives. So remember this. Do not compare your marriage. Do not compare your season. Do not compare your becoming. What God gave you, He equipped you to grow through. And what another person carries, you are not built to survive. Walk your journey. Honor your home. Protect your heart. And choose gratitude over comparison, daily. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you of something you needed to remember, like, subscribe, and share. So someone else can find healing where comparison once lived. And come back again. There are more stories to tell. Stories that heal. Stories that remind us who we are. Stories that bring us home. Subscribe. Don't just watch. Belong.